All right, so a little bit ago, Grant in the guild asked me. I think what he asked was, did I know I was going to get to this point? Like really referring to my business, the sharpening business, I think. But in that question, I think I realized that I haven't done a great job at sharing what my own vision for the guild is looking out into the future. This is the Guild of Professional Sharpeners that I'm talking about, which is a platform that I'm building to try to really help more people start sharpening businesses. I think there's a lot of room for this. So there's a couple of things there. First off, as I do have a long-term vision on this, so I'd like to share that with you. Second thing is they might change. It'll change over time. So please understand that. And maybe third, just to serve as inspiration for you in your own life and your own business and things like take a little time, especially now. I'm recording this at the end of December of 2022. So I think the end of the calendar year is a nice time to think about what the next year could look like. And then while we're at it, why not think like, what about 5 years, 10 years, and 20 years? So just looking into 2023, I have some things that I would like to continue to make happen in 1 year to make the Guild an even better platform than it already is. And one of those things is to improve the sense of community. And I really want people to really kind of get to know each other better. And in tomorrow's video, I'm going to share how I'm going to try to do that. So I'll hold out for that until that video. The other thing, one thing that I'm doing, which is going to also be highlighted in tomorrow's video, is I want to make it more accessible. I recognize that up to date, I've asked for the fee to join the guild to be $500, and I still believe that that is a steal. Combining, if we really look at like mentorship courses, digital courses, and guidance through starting a business, it's insanely cheap. But at the same time, I recognize that like $500 is a lot of money, and especially a lot of people are coming to this from a place of I want to make more money, not spend more money. So I totally sympathize with that. It's a balancing act that I have to continue to try to figure out how to deliver a tremendous amount of value while at the same time making it within reach of people. So tomorrow I'll expand a little bit more on what that might look like. And then I think the last point here, but like one is just to always continue to add more valuable content to the platform. I think we already have a deep archive. There's a sweet search function within there. We've recently added hashtags that make it pretty easy to categorize topics and conversations. But there's always opportunity for more, and a place that has one place that has a lot of my thoughts and attention right now is courses. So I do have another course mostly built. I just need to do the recording and editing and to publish it. And that course is going to be how to dominate local SEO, because there's marketing is as hard as sharpening or harder. So it's a stumbling block for a lot of people. So I really want to add more valuable content on how to market a sharpening business. But there's more too. There's a ton of opportunity both with like more courses and also with groups. So more on that coming down the road too. But some examples that come to mind is I have recently, over the last year, I have learned a tremendous amount about HubSpot, and I'm using it in a very beneficial way in my business. So we should have a group on HubSpot users. And we did a feasibility study group. So I think I might just convert that into a HubSpot users group. And another thing is that for this past Christmas, I got a book on making knife handles, and we could have a group on both knife handle making and repair. I think that would be a fun group to have. And when we start like thinking about this, really the sky's the limit, and we can have groups to drill down on specific topics in a conversational form on the platform. But if some of these things, like maybe just on the brinks, the outer edges of the main conversation, which is sharpening in business. So we might want to not put them in the main feed. We'll see. I hope to get to the point where there's so much contribution and value added in the main feed that it might be nice to pull some of these things off into groups. Okay, so that's 2023. But looking out, so let's say, so that's 1 year. Let's look out 5 years, and like if we keep making these incremental additions over 5 years. Another thing is that there's a lot of opportunity for me to market the platform better than I am. I think maybe it's worth just sharing from people looking in from the outside. Like, I still have a job, and I still sharpen knives, and I have a family, and like, so like, I don't know, people ask like, what happened to this YouTube channel? Like, something had to give, and like YouTube is an easy thing to set down for a bit. So I think that, and as I continue to think about and market the guild better, what I anticipate happening is that our membership numbers go up. And then there's this kind of like chicken and egg thing with vendors in the industry, where in order to build relationship with vendors, we need to show buying power. But in order to like attract the buying power, the members, we need to have relationships with industry. So the only way I really know how to continue to do this is to continue to market the guild, grow membership, show buying power, show interest, and then I anticipate my 5 year goal is to reach this critical mass of membership where industry actually takes notice, and they're like, well, actually, I do want to participate in this platform. And my vision is not to have advertisers, but rather like whatever that advertising fee is that company might put out for their product, delivered to the guild instead in the form of a discount. So that's my vision there. 5 years ultimately is just to get to this critical mass of membership where we get industry to take notice. I feel like I just need to throw Worksharp here a little plug, because they were early to the game. They see the value that we're bringing to the industry. And Cliff Curry at Curry Custom Cutlery, also, he's delivering high quality belts. He sees the guild as a valuable place, and he's contributing in that. So I'm like, these are the early adopters. I think there's more opportunity out there. The more we get industry engagement into the community, the more attractive the community is to people to join. And then another 5 year goal is that I feel like maybe I haven't done a great job, or I haven't just or the people haven't really fit it into their timeline to realize the opportunity that lies for them as being members of the guild. And the way that could look like is like anybody else can create a course, right? Anybody else can create a group, and like you can charge for these things, and like I will work with you. I'd like to have people work with me, and like we grow this together. I can't make people do it though, so they kind of need to make the initiative and be like, yo, here's an idea, right? So we kind of need to get that ball rolling a little bit, and I think that is kind of a 5 year goal. But once other members realize that there's a tremendous opportunity here, I see that one as another thing that could really be huge and beneficial. All right, so those are two big 5 year goals. If I'm looking out 10 years, like one 10-year goal here is that I've kind of figured out the marketing machine, and the guild essentially sells itself. I want to get to the point where for anybody who is considering sharpening, either they're already in business or they are considering going into business, it would be foolish to not become a member of the guild. Now, I already feel that way, but I don't think that is that's not a unanimous feeling amongst other people, right? So there's a lot of work in getting this message out and getting that adopted. So that would be a 10-year goal. And then ultimately, like if we can get to that point, then the guild could conceivably sustain like me and my family, and it could become something that I do more full time. Like as I was saying earlier, like I have to balance this with everything else I have going on in life. And in addition to that, we could be at actually before 10 years, I'd like to get to the point where I can hire some help and like community managers and things like that, so that because I think it would be great. The more help we can get, the better it is. So that's kind of a 10-year goal. And then 20 years out, like I have this long-term vision of having a piece of property, and like on that piece of property is this really nice barn. And in that barn is a very inviting, clean, and capable sharpening studio, really. And it serves both as a place that we sharpen things for the community. Like it'd be like my shop, but like blown up. But it also is a place where we have classes. Like people come to the sharpening barn to learn to sharpen in person. I think there is a ton of value to learning in person, hands-on stuff. And then in addition to that, like it's on a nice enough piece of land, and it's in a spot where we can have an annual sharpening fest where like we have this like in-person guild meetup, and like it takes like we dedicate a bunch of time to it. There's enough like space for camping on the property, or like we have other things going on too. I'm picturing like catered and bonfired and things like that, right? So like I have this vision of having this this other aspect of my life where like sharpening is a big part of it, and like that's what that might look like. So that's 20 years out. So but you know what, like that's fun. I do write this stuff down and I journal about it, and it might all change, and but I think it's worthy of pursuing. What we're building here, I believe, to be really phenomenal. And the thing that's really fun to me is to see it have a positive impact on other people's lives. And for every individual, then that helps justify the work. So I'll have a little bit more on that in a future video as well, just sharing some other people's stories. So that's it. Thanks so much. See you tomorrow if you're subscribing, and thanks for being here. Cheers.